welcome back to the Fourth Estate Militia Actual Play. With the storage area cleared out and no other toxic spirits to be found, Juliet contacts Zap for a little information about the job he needs pulled. CoCoPuff Shimmy has words with Kennel about a fine woman in need of rescue. Horatio wants to find a better signal for RedHot. And Improv sits back wondering how the frag she got tied up with these morons. It's time to begin episode 20. There's like nothing we can't steal.
Well, if you guys are cool with it, I'll call Red and see if I can deliver him a bunch of guns.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in the meantime, Juliet's going to call, see if she can get a dead drop. Has Juliet already gotten details for the hit from Zap? Or does she still need to get them?
No, but he gave you a disposable comlink number.
Perfect. She's going to call, get info. Zap?
You get a pre-recorded message.
That's why she likes him.
Hey, Juliet. I'm assuming that you're calling about all of this. That's awesome. The thing I need you to steal is with a newer gang in the Squatters Mall. It's gonna be hard to miss it. It's a really big, decked out flatbed truck. You've probably seen one. Well, you've probably seen the non-gang version of it. It's a modified version of the D series from GMC. So if you can get that, you can keep it, you can sell it. I don't care what you do, as long as you get my stuff to you. And if you do that, and get this done, I'll put you in contact with my friend.
Okay.
Bye.
Click. Okay, so what she just got is everything in the truck as cargo is going to be going to Zap, and then the truck itself goes to us. Is that right?
He already has the cargo. He just needs... This is the only truck that he knows of that's big enough to move all of this in one go. And that's all he wants. Is like he wants all of his stuff to be moved in one go. He's not going to move it in piecemeal.
Okay. Gotcha. I thought it was we need to grab this stuff as well as the transportation. Gotcha. All right.
No, just the transport.
Sounds good. What are the details on the game, if any?
He doesn't have any for you. That would be rolls for you guys.
Do we at least have a name?
Yes, the Scarlet Wave.
All right. Fellas, we might need to rethink the red wires bit. Everybody's using red.
Okay, how about we'll go with the maroon wires.
Horatio, you know that they are entirely based out of the Squatters Mall. They're not the large gang that is there. They seem to be more like a secondary or like a vassal gang.
But I don't know to whom.
No.
Mr. Jim, when CoCoPuff Shimmy sent me that last message, he said he wanted to get someone out of the mall. Was it the Squatters Mall or the Crime Mall?
Squatters.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, anytime I refer to just the mall, it's going to be the Squatters Mall. If
Okay.
it's the Crime Mall, I'll specifically call it the Crime Mall.
Perfect. Look, it's feeling like, we all got people that want us going out to the mall. I mean, I'm just saying, why try to paddle up river when we can walk to the car and drive there? Dang, what? Man, that sounded so much smarter in my head.
You mean why process the soy when you can just hit the button?
No, man, it's why fill up your cup when your neighbor's got a barbecue? Man, I'm gonna have to start writing this drag down on them little cards and like keep it in my pocket. I'm getting all messed up. So look, let's powwow this a little bit. Okay, so Juliet's got a dude who's got some stuff that he needs stored. We got the place set up to store it. All we need to do is hook up with the truck that these people at the mall got. My homeboy, he got this girl he wants out of the mall because some people be messing with her. And yo, Horatio, you were saying that RedHot's got a problem with some people at the mall. Like, what if like all of our problems are like intertwined? Like, and he'll mesh his fingers together, like that. Maybe, I mean, can we just burn the mall down, or is that taking a little too far?
I don't know if we have a big enough bomb.
Too many people trying to shoot us. So, Horatio, who are they vassals of?
I don't know, but they're not crushed. So if we kill them, they won't care.
They used to be vassals to the Crush.
Ooh, so they might actually be happy if we did, because they're traitors, and traitors get led.
Mr. Jam, would Underworld be a good skill that could possibly clue us in on what happened here?
What do you mean what happened here?
In terms of what happened with this gang and who they're currently kowtowing to and why they split. or at the very least, who they're reporting to.
It would be a difficult role, but yeah, it could.
Okay.
Juliet, nobody's really sure. Like, there's a lot of stuff going back and forth that they're still with the Crimson Crush, but they're with this new group. There's just a lot of confusion going on right now. It's hard to tell who's who, who's what, who's where, who's doing what. But the Scarlet Wave, who's been around here for a while, you do know that they are based out of the Squatters Mall.
Okay. I need to do a bit of research on the layout of the Squatters Mall at this point. Would Sprawl Life help with that at all?
Yeah.
And Mr. Jim, while Juliet is doing that, I'm going to shoot a message over to CoCoPuff Shimmy and just, yo, we might be in the area of the mall real soon. Who's this girl and who's got her?
He sends you over a. He just tells you like a location. She's on the second floor. She's going to be in the back room of old Jasper's reconstructed and salvaged goods.
And do I have a name or a picture for her?
Just told to tell her that you're with CPS. Wow, Child Protective Services. Just
That's why I was keeping it as CCPS, so we didn't go
No,
there.
we'll go with CPS.
Because the last thing you need is going to the Squatters Mall. We're with Child Protective Services, and then you get gunned down.
Yeah, he just told you to tell old Jasper that you're with CPS.
Well, yo, what did RedHot want us doing out of the mall? Does he want us going after these magenta tube ladies? What the frick was their names?
Let me call him. I don't like to put words in Red's mouth. You know, he gets kind of mad about that. So we'll call Red.
Yo, Horatio.
Red, like I know we've been talking a lot, y'all, and like my crew here, they're like what's the word? Amenable, whatever. They want to help you out, and we know you're having some beef over with what's their name over at the mall, and we're thinking that maybe we can take them out for you, or at least deal them some lead. What you think?
You're not going to be able to take them out, but they got something that belongs to us.
Okay.
I was hoping you guys could go in and get it for me.
Oh, there's like nothing we can't steal. I mean, except for Crimson stuff. We'd never do that. So tell me about it.
So I want you to kind of build the lore here, because I don't want to put stuff that we don't all somewhat agree with or think is cool. What would be something that would be kind of important to the Crush as a whole? What do you think would be like something that they may have lost at one point, or that they would have kept there, but they would consider like a piece of like their identity?
Well, the big thing for the Crush is protection of their turf, and actually they provide a fair amount of basic services. So maybe like a matrix relay signal, so that they can provide like a little less noise or a little bit of matrix access to the people in their turf.
Oh, that's perfect.
Because that would give them like communications with everyone on their turf, and get them access to the tricks.
Now, what would they call it, in your opinion?
The Crimson Wave, maybe, because it's the Matrix Wave, right? Or the Red Relay. I kind of like that one.
Yeah, I prefer Red Relay. All right. No. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, he tasked you with getting the Red Relay.
Oh, they stole that?
Well, if it's still where they had it originally, it's going to be on the roof of the Squatters Mall, pretty much dead center over the food court, or what used to have been the food court. They just call it the court now.
Consider it done. Those fraggers are going to pay. Julie's been looking for a reason to, julep some people.
Hey, Horatio, ask him what gang is it that's got their gear?
Oh yeah, what gang has their gear? What's the gang we're gonna hit?
A bunch of fakers, posers.
Oh, and then he cuts himself off.
No, he was loyal. They're calling themselves the Crush too.
Oh, Crush 2, like Crash 2, because they're the second that's come up.
No, they're calling themselves the Crimson Crush, but they're not.
Oh, a bunch of fake fur wearing mother fraggers.
What would you guys consider like the title for, like in the Crimson Crush, for the person who's over all of it, who's the figurehead?
I know we want to have something that sounds a bit neat and out there, but like they probably just call him boss.
The Top Stomper?
Ooh.
Or Crusher.
Ooh, Crusher, I like that.
The guy who took over for the Top Stomper. He told us to move back, to pull back here. They're saying they have follow-up, told them to fall back to the mall. We're not getting along right now.
You leave it to me, Red. We'll take care of it. We'll kill as many of them as we can. We'll get the red relay back, and we'll send a message. Slitches get stitches.
All right, keep going. And then he cancels out.
You always let your contacts hang up on you. You got to give him the power move. Okay,
Whatever you
guys.
tell yourself, Horatio.
Subconsciously he knows where his position is at, but in his own mind, he's the top dog. So he's looking for us to steal this piece of tech back, and we can totally do it. It's in the court, up on the roof.
What is it and where?
So wait, so we gotta go in. We gotta pick up a girl for my homeboy. We gotta get some equipment thing for your homeboy, and then we're gonna steal a truck to go help out her homeboy.
No, it's great. We'll grab the girl, we'll go to the roof, and then we'll go to the truck, and then we can get away in the truck. It'll be awesome. It'll be just like the Trids. Don't you want to be a Trid star?
I mean, I ain't saying no, but and of course he'll do the like slightly like sucking it, even though he's like really thin. He sucks his gut in a little bit and flexes a bit, so he just looks a little bigger. I mean, if that's what it takes to save the Barons, yo.
It'll be just like that. Julie, don't you want to blammo some people that have it coming? Or even if they don't?
If they got stuff I want.
And Improv, she can like leave bombs and blow people up.
I can do that.
Spot this thing. Because, it kind of is obvious, unlike the Matrix. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know.
I mean, I can take a look. Would I have enough information to take a basic look, Mr. Jim?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you definitely find it.
Nice.
To access it, they have a low-level encryption that you actually need to use all of it.
Okay.
Or to subscribe to the Red Relay Grid.
How much does it cost to subscribe to the grid?
500 new yen.
That's a lot of money, but we're being offered a lot more. Plus, this might be another source of info. So Improv will subscribe to this grid. Fuck it, it's info.
Hey, what are you looking for?
Well, I would ask, what information does the team want, need, or is interested in?
Yo, can you figure out exactly where it is and if it's got like alarms or bombs attached to it? I don't know. Every time I'm around you, I think about Drek exploding.
You mean the relay itself?
Yeah, like maybe they put like some of them titty traps on there or something.
All right,
How many active comm links around it?
Sure. Is this a host-like device, or what is it? How's it work?
Yes, this is more or less, they call it a grid, but it's pretty much its own host is the best way to look at it.
How many marks do I have inside it here?
Currently, you have no marks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the subscription did that. Okay, never mind.
Oh no, like you subscribe to it, you can use it as like Matrix access. It's just like general Matrix access.
Oh,
It's serving as a host, but not really. It's more of like a router. That's how like we would think of it.
What's its device rating and firewall?
Device rating 4, firewall 7.
Ooh, okay. I can spend a little bit of time and try to get into this thing. Because this is a host, Trace isn't going to work on this because it is an actual host, right?
In this case, yes, it would. Because it's a device. This is going to be complicated. It's a jury-rigged device working as a host, working as a grid, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I just wanted to know what I'd be rolling for things, because this will be sleaze hacking, so I might fail a few times. Ooh.
Well, technically, you would already be first tier, so this would actually get you to the second tier.
Nice. Ooh.
Yeah, it's exactly where Horatio said it would be. They have yet to move it. It's almost perfectly over top of the court.
There you go.
But as far as like anything like what's actually around it and all of that, you don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Juliet, you were talking about the squatter mall, like how's it operating?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you want to know? Currently, it's more or less like it's being served as more of a fortress than what it ever used to be previously.
Who's in charge?
It's the Crimson Crush, but it's the separate faction of the Crimson Crush.
Oh boy.
They're in charge of it, but it's mostly being taken care of by vassal gangs. They're kind of treating the area that they're over as their own plot of land, similar to the feudal system used to be. This is our place. You don't touch our place. We don't touch your place unless we need each other's help, or unless we ask for your help.
How antagonistic are these vassal gangs to each other?
As with all gangs, it depends.
Fair enough. Any simmering grudges?
Not that you know of.
Okay. Anything else of note? Like, how do they just let anybody in who wants to get in, and then have their own little armories and such that are off limits, or do they try to regulate traffic?
They try to regulate traffic, but it mostly goes off of, do they know who you are? It seems like kind of a feudal system. People who have had businesses there for a while, they know who they are, they're allowed in. Basically, no questions asked outside of tribute to whoever they owe it to. If they know you live there, you're allowed in. But you know that there's like a pass to get in, but you're not sure exactly what it is or if it's different for where you're going, what you're doing. You could probably guess, or at least one of you would most likely guess because you have a crap load of common sense. It's probably dependent on where you're staying.
Staying in the local neighborhoods, or
Staying in the mall. Like if you live at the mall and all that sort of stuff, you probably have an assigned place that you go.
So if you're a stranger, you don't really have a chance of getting into the mall.
If it's based off of the old lore, basically the Squatters Mall used to be a really fancy mall. It's called Information Plaza before the crash, and it's where the super rich would shop. And then when Redmond turned to crap, and especially when Glow City happened, basically squatters moved in and kind of set up like their own shops, sort of on the first and second floor, and then some of the
Yeah.
shop fronts were converted into like little apartments where people just squat.
Yes.
The thing I'm concerned about why I'm asking questions is now it's apparently a fortress where everything, we're going in and out, is regulated based on
Yes.
familiarity. We've got nothing in terms of familiarity, so we either sneak in or we find someone to rep for us, perhaps. How do they?
Do you?
That's one option, I figure. Do we have any idea how they bring in new strangers or new blood merchants?
Don't know.
Okay.
This is totally out of character because Horatio would never think of it, but he has solid rep with the Crush. They're probably looking for new recruits, probably looking for, people who are defectors.
Do you want to use the point of common sense here?
Yes, absolutely.
There's a good chance, considering your previous conversation with RedHot, that people may be questioning you in general, or at least to this section of the Crush.
Was Plushie allied with them?
With the sections you're staying with RedHot, yeah.
Plushie wasn't with RedHot's crew, though, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, but these guys are going against RedHot, so the fact that we killed Plushie.
Right, who was a vassal to RedHot Heatwave.
Oh, I thought the Heatwave was not with RedHot.
No, Heatwave is with RedHot. Heatwave is his direct superior.
Oh, okay.
So that's a plus for us, but at the same time, it's still sort of shaky ground.
Well, they're gangers. If we just give them like a couple of AKs and just be like, here, we're going to sell a bunch of guns. Don't you want us to bring business back?
That is another option, yeah. Bring
Well,
ourselves up.
Now,
merchants.
just keep in mind, like the mall, usually they got a no weapons policy. Like if you skin one of those puppies, they're going to put you down to knives. I mean, it's considered like a neutral territory. But I mean, like if anything, like I got this big old, like I filled an entire sock with all these tablets of EX that we got. Maybe we go in, we see if there's somebody who, that's our store. We say we're trying to find a buyer for all of our supply.
Yeah.
Well, and if we're selling weapons, we have an excuse to bring the big guns in. Because they're for sale. Wink.
Yeah, each of us brings, like one with us to demonstrate the wares or to prove we got it. I like the way you thinking, homeboy. And he'll put his big troll hand out for a fist bump.
Ooh, fist bump.
All right. Do we know where that big truck is? Improv? You able to ID it?
You mean the truck that they had previously acquired?
The one that we need to get from the Scarlet Wave to carry
Yeah.
all of the crap for Juliet's guy.
I mean, I don't know if I have enough information to try to look for it. That's going to be a GM.
It would have to be a deeper search.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I can go and start doing that if you guys want. That's fine.
The only
Well,
other
just-
option is for us to scope out the place physically.
We can
and
just ride
that's-
out there. I mean, I got my motorcycle. It's got a sidecar.
All right.
I mean, we can do both if you want. You guys can get info that way, and I can try and dive and get that myself.
Yeah, go out both ways. Why not?
Alright.
I forget. Was the truck supposed to be in the squatters mall or nearby?
It's one or the other.
Okay. In that case, yeah. If Kennel has the ride, Juliet will go with him to start scoping out physically.
Kennel's actually going to go grab one of the Nixdorfs because I just realized how much better of a comlink than it is than the Shiawase Jishi that I have. He's gonna wave it.
Jesus.
Does anybody
did it.
mind if I use this? Nah, cool.
I did it.
Good God, dude, that's more than 50%.
Oh, we should probably all grab one of those.
For the
Yeah.
for the people who eventually hear this, Improv on 20 dice just got 12 successes.
Yeah, pre-engine boys. Feels good when it works out.
Is everybody going to grab a Nixdorf?
Yes.
Cool. I will update the loot sheet.
I was about to say, why wouldn't you?
Say the crop makes the best gear.
They really
But here's
do.
the crucial question. Do they have the dating app?
While they're the stats of a Nixdorf, these are the Ares version. It was the Roman god of love was what it was named after. So yes, they do have the dating app on them.
Oh, that
Oh,
is
yeah.
awesome.
The Evo Aphrodite.
Was it Aphrodite? I thought it was that was the Greek. What's the Roman name for her?
Was it Eros?
Eris.
Yeah.
It was Eris.
Oh, right.
The Ares Eris. God, I love coming up with stuff like that. This makes me happy. Those are going to be a drive around, and I believe Juliet and Kennel.
There was, but then Improv made a stellar roll. So let's hear the results of that first.
Oh, that is correct. As far as info on the truck, it is technically a base model of the GMC D series. From what you've been able to gather, it's had significant work done to it that is obvious.
Mhm.
There's a large amount of armor plating. There's a supercharger on the engine that is completely visible. There are 3 separate turrets on the thing.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus.
two that are actual turrets. One that's a fixed direction that people have seen and know of. And it's just been significantly modded out and turned into the Baron's wet dream of a vehicle. They mostly have been seen using it for troop transport because it's the side dumping dump truck,
Oh, right.
but it does both sides versus just one. So it can open up and tons of people can get out, and it can carry 4 people in the cab, along with whoever is actually in the bed itself.
Okay.
They've turned it into a gunboat / mobile fortress, and it's just a beast of a vehicle.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jeez.
Since Improv got, 177 hits on that roll, is there any kind of mention about them renting out their services as a protection racket or, muscle for hire, smuggling for hire, anything along those lines?
The Scarlet Wave previously were known for renting out their services as a protection racket, as a fast response for some of the bigger gangs mostly for the crush whenever they needed it. However, in the recent couple of weeks and months, nobody's has seen them outside of actually pushing for territory or something of that sort. Specifically, we'll just call them Crush 2, just so we know who we're talking about.
Mhm.
That they've specifically just been working with them and have been fairly dedicated to them. And when they're not out in the front, they've been back home watching over their subsection of the Squatter Mall.
Okay.
Well, with that lovely information to digest, I will jump on the motorcycle, and Juliet would be so kind to jump into the sidecar. And with our awesome goggles, which have to match because that's just how you do it, we will roll out to the mall.
She's just wearing a bike helmet, AK over one shoulder, with a couple of things in her backpack. Typical loadout.
Just keep the AK out of view. Stick it in down in the sidecar if you could be so kind.
No, this is Redmond.
And I am bringing my drone, the micro skimmer. I'm going to keep it tucked underneath my jacket, kind of like in my armpit sort of area, mainly because I just really want the sensors going as we're driving around. And with my new Nixdorf comlink, this thing is so fancy. We will head out to the mall and we will do a lap around the mall before we find some place to park and see if we can go inside.
Okay, can I get some perception checks?
There you go.
Holy crap, I got more hits on a matrix perception than I did on a visual perception.
Driving up, it's very much turned into a fortress. The areas that were previously just kind of enter as you can, come and go as you please, all of them that you see have some sort of barricade up or have been completely blocked over with something. but most of them have some sort of like just station of where you pass through what appears to be a very bored either gang member or just someone that they've hired, just kind of staring off in the distance and occasionally checking faces. All of the vehicles that are parked close appear to be gang affiliated based on the matching color schemes. You have to park fairly far away, especially considering if you don't want your bike stolen. Do you have a security system on your bike?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Yeah, if you don't want it stolen or messed with, or potentially just hit and moved without your permission, you have to park it off on the back because it's just a motorcycle. Yeah, you're able to find a decent place to park and get a decent look around on foot. Matrix perception wise, you're able to pick up a handful of cameras as well as several different comm links, and the host that's not a host but is a device of the relay itself.
And actually, Mr. GM, I misspoke. I do not have anti-theft on this motorcycle. I have that on my other troll.
Okay, then.
So in that case, oh, I hate being in character. He grew up in the Barrens. He understands the Barrens. He knows what to expect from the Barrens. So we will just keep all of the sensors up and running. The engine is set to on. We'll just keep doing matrix perceptions to make sure it's okay, I guess. Because I can't really justify him sending it on some kind of autopilot drive around thing. So yay. I'll miss you, motorcycle.
We've had him send it off on autopilot before.
Okay, well, we have done that, haven't we? Okay, then I don't feel so bad. Once we hop out, I will put the micro skimmer back, just like in the sidecar, and I'll send it off on autopilot to drive around and come back when we call for it. And we will start walking toward the whatever appears the most to us to be the entrance.
Okay, then you would be approaching from the south side. The north side has most of the barricades. It seems like be most of the modifications to this place has taken place. As you walk up, there are two bored-looking orcs in orange and gray colors. They have a picture of a pistol on the back that is being fired, and they're just kind of scanning faces and making sure the people that come through actually have what they're supposed to. As you guys walk up, one of them kind of perks up and slaps his buddy on the shoulder and points out, "Oi!"
And Mr. Jim, if you'd be so kind, I'd like to retcon to 11 minutes ago. I will pop some cram since I am addicted to it. It would make sense that I would want to take it for this.
Okay.
So, delicious, delicious drug candy.
Yeah, that's fine. And as you walk up, they just look at you. "Oi! Oi!
Sup, yos?
What you doing here? You ain't from here?"
What you talking about? I live just up the road. I just normally don't do business around here. That's what we're here for right now, is we're looking to do some business with someone.
You ain't the new rules or anything.
Say what? Look, man, I've been upstate. If you feel me.
You've been. I don't care what I'm supposed to feel with you. We've been told if you don't live here, if you ain't got a pass and you ain't paying, you don't get in.
Maybe we looking here to rent ourselves a new establishment to open up our own business. Now I can't rent nothing if I can't do no walkthrough. Now can I?
You got somebody to vouch for you then?
Yeah, the guy I was supposed to talk to, his name is Old Jasper. He's up on the second floor. He does that, reconstructed and, what's that word when you find Drek on the street and you take, salvage, that's what it is. Jasper's, reconstructed and salvaged goods. I was told to go talk to him about finding a place.
Oh, yeah, Jasper. Well, he ain't down here. So, unless you're going to call him, can't let you in.
Well, if he had a comm link, I'd be calling him, but I ain't got no numbers for him. Look, man, who I gotta talk to get a pass then? All I'm trying to do is get in and do some business, you feel?
Well, he kind of nudges, but he's like, "You can always pay us."
Oh, and how much would I have to pay you fine gentlemen just to walk through that door?
How much you think, Shimon? How much you think he's got on him? I don't know. You hear the mumble just kind of 250 new yen.
250 million to walk through a door. You gonna give me a couple of drink coupons if I do that? Tell you what I'm gonna do now. How long you all got to be on shift?
One of them reaches down, pulls out his calm, like, "Ugh, it's none of your business, but it's a long while."
Yeah, well, what if I had something to make your shift feel real good? And he will slowly pull one hand out, so it's kind of like you see the back of his hand, and as he rolls it around, he's palming 2 pills of X.
Juliet's just trundling along behind him.
I'm just saying, this stuff make you feel real good. It's almost like you weren't even at work.
Would you make me a negotiations roll, please?
I will happily do that.
I love Kennel.
Give yourself a +3 for just for various modifiers, and as well as your first impressions bonus.
Yeah. That'd be 6 hits. And that is my social limit.
The one who's kind of been the most quiet, his eyes bug out for a second. He snatches it. Okay, 215, go.
Give him a jaunty salute, and we will walk through the door.
As you walk away, you hear him pop the tablet, as well as his buddy's like, "Man, you've got to get clean from that stuff. It's gonna kill you one day."
Nah,
Not
drugs are for
bad.
winners.
Juliet pats Kennel's knee. Not bad. Not bad.
He says that as he begins lighting up a cigarette.
What will Juliet and Kennel discover during their investigation of the Squatters Mall? Tune in next time to find out.